Let's go ahead and turn off sound on the phone. Share to Twitter. Hey, Simon, first in chat today. Dropping the Sub-Zero. Yes, in fact, you are correct. We are Sub-Zero today, hoping it'll get above zero here shortly. Already went out, shoveled a whole bunch of snow. Just got the vehicle cleaned off. Just not a fun day to be outside, which is why I'm glad I'm on vacation right now. Go and get the tweet out on the channel. So what's up, Simon? How's your day going, man? Let me get switched back over here. End up doing was doing some crypto charting this morning. Just a better way to Sub-Zero by 20 degrees. Oh, it's negative 20 where you're at? I know last time I checked it was -5. We're up to -3 here in Minnesota right now. Looks like this weekend we're going to be hitting -26 as the weekend low up here. Just yucky weather. Yucky temperatures. The weather's nice. It's just the temperatures that suck. So yeah, AMC looks to be doing AMC things today. Just you know, I know I'm kind of beating a dead horse, but I've been talking since Thanksgiving that we'd be looking at a end of the year slump going on. Just not a whole lot of excitement. So it gives us kind of a chill atmosphere. We can just kind of hang out and not worry about stock prices because we know everything's down. Okay, there we go. We're up on Twitter. Let me drop the phone all the way down to silent here. Grandpa Barney! Welcome to the stream, man. Let's see, Simon, not much, just working. Pringleton shared a screenshot with me on Trey's tweet about short interest on AMC. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people talking about the short interest on AMC that I think TD Ameritrade was listing it at like 40%. I haven't seen any actual Ortex numbers because, each brokerage tends to track things differently. Sometimes when they're reporting utilization, some of them will report how much utilization is on their site by itself, and you don't get a read of the overall market, where I think Ortex's numbers are certainly a lot more reliable. Yeah, Grandpa Bart. Yeah, it was just answering Simon's thing on the short interest. I don't know if that's just on TD Ameritrade. I don't know. Maybe TMI had put out some numbers. I know Matt and TMI they're both pretty reliable about getting Ortex numbers out. I don't. You can get Ortex free for like a week. But that only gives you 1 week, and I don't feel like I think it's like $70 a month or so. It's a ridiculous amount for an Ortex subscription. So I just don't. The numbers right now aren't important enough to me to justify going out and spending $70 a month on them. There are other things I can spend $70 a month on, like 2 more shares of AMC a month at our current price. Well, better than 2 where we're at right now. No, it's 46 degrees in Frisco, never gets under 30. Grandpa into house, baby. What's that mean? Grandpa Barty, what do you mean, what's that mean? As far as the short interest? Just giving a quick look on TMI's page. Yeah, even on TMI tweeted it out not that long ago. He's putting TD Ameritrade. Maybe you should call E-Trade and get your story straight first. So yeah, there are discrepancies out there between the different brokerages on what the short interest is. Hey, Outdoor Smile, welcome to the chat. I need to move my camera just a skosh. Using NASCAR terminology, just a skosh. So yeah, it looks like, different brokerages, different listings, all, everybody reports their own numbers. A lot of the times the numbers are fairly close to each other, but it just appears that TD Ameritrade might just be, that might be how much of the float that they see is short. But I don't see how, in such a short time period, because I think it was last week I was looking, and I think the short interest was about 17, 18, 19%, somewhere around there. So I don't see it possible, even looking at we haven't seen a lot of volume. We have seen, the stock getting shorted down, but nowhere near the volume that would justify, potentially another 22% short. That just, that would be an indicator, if we're looking at around 18% short interest, we were looking at 107 million short shares. We don't see a shorting of another, 150 million shares. Simon, I trust the higher short interest. Yeah, a lot of people, can look at, you see the numbers, and certainly if you wanna see the high numbers and trust the high numbers and cheer for them, yeah, it certainly can make you feel better seeing everything. But when you look at just getting reliable data out there, I think that going off of I don't pay attention to the short interest that much unless I see somebody post actual Ortex numbers, and it doesn't matter whether they're good numbers or bad numbers, but when I see official numbers from Ortex out there, I just tend to trust those numbers a little bit better. Yeah, Grandpa Barney, as far as the super chats, my channel is not monetized yet. In order to get monetized on YouTube, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watched content. So unfortunately at this time, hey, Ugandan Toad, how's it going, man? Unfortunately at this time, I cannot get super chats. Yeah, as Outdoor Smile says, I was looking at, I might, because I don't know how YouTube would feel about me posting a link to PayPal on my YouTube page. I might actually do it through Twitter. As far as my PayPal, I don't have Cash App, but that'd be kind of a way, anyone who of course, don't have to pay for anything. All the information I provide is totally free, but if someone did want to tip or, help support the channel and everything, I would set it up on, I'd set it up on my Twitter as far as, maybe having an information like a link to my PayPal just on there. But yeah, so during Claybro stream, I was kind of in the stream, but I was also working on better tracking for my cryptocurrencies, because right now, I've got my crypto wallet, I can bounce in, I can check the balance on everything, but I kind of wanted to set up a way. I use a lot. I like to use spreadsheets. I've got. I use Polaris Office for pretty much everything. My Word document, graphs, charts, spreadsheets, everything like that. So I'm looking at putting together a way of tracking my crypto a little bit better, as far as just keeping track of what my peak dollar amount on each of my cryptos is. I'm not worried about percentages and everything, because cryptos are more of a long-term investment for me. But it'd be kind of nice to know when I'm hitting peaks. Hey, Riptide, welcome to the chat, man. And if I hit a higher peak on my crypto, that might be where I would look towards shifting into one that is, a little bit lower. I'm going to play around with the formulas and stuff. I was also cleaning up my portfolio, my main retirement portfolio, just getting rid of unneeded data. It's pretty stable right now, and I'm building a scaled down version not a full power. Not a full power portfolio that I run myself, but kind of a budget portfolio for people who have limited cash flow, who only have a couple $100s a month to invest. I kind of want to put one of those together just as kind of a learning tool, and maybe I kicked around the idea about resetting up a portfolio here on Webull, and just kind of a learner portfolio. Just people can see things you would look for in building your own portfolio, ways you can structure it, streamline it, not really have it overinflated, because a lot of people, when they're building portfolios, will overinflate them. Grandpa Barney, gotta support my brother in the trades. Oh yeah, I definitely would appreciate, I'm out here, I'm looking to put my time in and grow the channel just like everyone else, and I know that that's part of why YouTube does it the way they do it, but it does kind of suck that, looks like AMC's waking up a little bit right there. Let's see, you got into Toad. How do you get that Owen Wilson look? What, Toad's got Owen Wilson going on? Riptide in the house, Riptide. Not sure outdoor Owen Wilson is. Not sure outdoor Owen Wilson's a good look. Yeah, Grandpa Barney. It's a good morning in Seattle. Do the Hulk Hogan leg drop. Yeah, smash that like button. Yeah, definitely smash that. Do it like Hulk Hogan. Do it like the Hulk Hogan and Hulk smash. Morning, Grandpa. Saw you on the other streams this morning as well. AMC broke VWAP. Yeah, a lot of people do. A lot of people like to track the VWAP. Anyone who's been in the channel before, I like to keep it, as you can see, my charting. As far as indicators that I watch, I like to keep it really, really clean. I don't like to overcrowd and overcomplicate, because the more. Granted, the more information you have on the screen, the better decisions, the better you can fine tune your trades. But also, you could add extra stuff, and I have talked about, when you're charting, when you're putting your indicators, you can tend to get on there and, I don't want to say confirmation bias, I have used that term before, but you can fool yourself into seeing what you want to see. You can manipulate the data to fool yourself into to showing the trends that you want to see. And as we can see, going off of, I had the ascending channel, which we haven't been by the ascending channel in quite a while. But as you can see, I have the upper zone and the lower zone, and we're still holding the upper zone. And I actually had put out a poll through January if we would hold this upper zone. Talking about the 28 to 26, holding this $2 range, which we have been holding pretty nicely. We've dipped down in it a few times. Today we broke down in, and we are running in the channel. But I'm just looking for, when the new year kicks off, to opening options back up again on AMC. And I want AMC to be, I want some stability before I, start risking money again on options. But this right here, this double zone, is kind of my setup as far as watching towards when the bull puts open up again. Okay, let's see what we got here. I've got to share the love. Sorry about the Seattle thing. Now, I have not been keeping up on sports. Pretty much the only sports I keep up with are NASCAR and Formula One. Did Seattle get a hockey team? I know Las Vegas got a hockey team, but I heard rumors that Seattle would be getting their own, which would kind of make the Vancouver Canucks like a crosstown rival, because Seattle and Vancouver, aren't that far apart from each other. Just like the San Antonio Spurs and the Dallas Mavericks. They're a little bit away from each other, but they have that kind of nearby rivalry going on. So much red. Red means dead. I don't want to die. Not like that. Oh, come on, wrestler. Red is just a great buying opportunity. That's the way I see it. Give me those red days, and I'll I'll grow my position on the stock. Okay, so the Seattle Kraken. Okay, that's cool. I know one of my uncles lives out in Seattle. He's over in Everett, which I believe is southeast Seattle. But yeah, so AMC, looking at the channel we established, I have tweaked, done slight movements on the channel just in support of the lows we got there and this little low run. We did have the dip through, but so this is where the upper channel came from. The middle line, the division between the upper and lower channel, that is built off of this. The little bit of support run we had in here between the I think the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, around this time period. And of course, as I've stated before, I ignore this punch through. But if you look at the 2250, we do have a really, really nice support level down here. So that's where the building of the support levels on AMC have come from. So yeah, I will move the lines around on the chart as support levels change, support and resistance, but they're not going to be any kind of huge, I'm not going to be like, oh, let's move this line all the way to the top. No, I'm not going to build the channels like that. But if I do see a multi-event, 1, 2, a little bit of 3, we did have punch throughs there, but for the most part, this level, this 28 level is holding up really nicely. So, if it changed like maybe by 10, 20, 25 cents, I would shift that line just a little bit, but it's holding up nicely where it's at. So Riptide, MACD, Volume, RSI, VWAP, that's all. Yeah, that's those right there. That is a very, very good streamline indicator to use. So yeah, I definitely Riptide, you've definitely got a good streamline charting there as well. And as you can see on mine, I've got the regular candle charts. For the most part, I'm running pretty much the same setup. I like having the MACD on there. MACD, I keep tighter margins just as far as going in and day trading and swing trading, depending upon which views, what time periods I'm looking at. I've got it balanced to where I shouldn't really have to shift anything around. I can just I can shift my time periods and everything's close enough and tight enough for my purposes. And of course the RSI. That's our RSI and MACD is really, really good for me as far as swing trading goes. North of Seattle, I'm an hour south of Seattle, close to Tacoma. North of Seattle. Are you referring to Everett? Because I thought Everett was on. The south side. Granted, I only looked it up once, maybe twice on where Everett was. So yeah, since we're on AMC real fast, let me jump in. Was looking at the monthlies, monthly calls. I don't like buying calls myself, but there is a little bit of potential to make money on them. But yeah, I was kicking around the idea of generating a little bit more income as far as cover calls. I'm just worried about the start of year run up. And looking, the third. Oh, Everett is north. Okay, that you definitely would know better than I do, being in the state. Like I said, I only looked it up once or twice. Yeah, Simon, that's what. Is that on E-Trade or is that TD Ameritrade? I know one of the two had said it. Said the short interest is up to 40%. Which, the short interest being high is good. You also got to look at, a lot of it, look at the utilization that you have. But we know that we've seen on PROG, PROG was sitting over 98% utilization for the longest time. And when short positions were covered, they only covered 35% of what they had outstanding. So it dropped the short interest down from 12 to 8. So, just because the short interest gets up there and the utilization gets up there, that is not a direct indicator that, hey, we're fixing to squeeze soon, because all they'd have to do is, if they slowly work that number down, Yeah, Riptide say, okay, so two of them are reporting 40% on the short interest. Grandpa Barney asking, do you think that when we have the squeeze happen, that crypto drain out because the hedge funds are going to need money? Yeah, they, when definitely when the shorts cover and when either when they cover on their own or when they get margin called, they're gonna have to generate capital. So I could definitely see them dumping crypto positions. Uh, you know, not only crypto positions, but you might see a whole lot of traditionally stable sectors in the market. Uh, if the hedge fund is really shored up, if they've hedged themselves additionally as far as the purchasing of bonds, real estate, utilities, stuff like that, you could see sectors that are traditionally stable. You might see increased volatility in those just because they know those are safe linear sectors, and they might end up generating a little bit of capital in those safer sectors. Riptide, okay, just shy of 17% short interest on Ortex. Yeah, I would. I love seeing the 40% number. RBC, what is now E Trade? Simon, RBC. I'm not familiar with that acronym. Return borrow count? I don't know what that RBC is. Like I said, I see the short interest, I see utilization. I don't really pay attention to too much of the other numbers. Just as kind of, I use that as a broad look. I'm not too into the finer numbers of it. So if Simon wants to impart a little bit of knowledge, oh, RBC's another broker. Okay. That's great for us with our new cash flow to invest. Yeah, that is definitely, I like to talk about having plans as far as during the MOAS, how do you plan to step out, what is your exit strategy, and also post MOAS it's important to have your plans. So yeah, I would it's definitely good to take a look ahead of time and set up a couple different plans. Just if you notice during the MOAS a huge dip in crypto, or a huge dip in utilities, or a huge dip, look for where the huge dips are, because the money they need to cover their positions is going to have to come from somewhere. So definitely, people are posting screenshots on Twitter of the short interest. Yeah, like I said, I looked it up here just a minute ago. As far as I jumped on TMI's Twitter and just had a look at what he was posting on it. And he was just posting, for people to be sure to do their research on it with all the different numbers that are showing in different spots. But it seems like a lot of places are listing the short interest at 40%. But certainly look towards, during the MOAS, how you want to step out, and after the MOAS, or even, if you get out while the MOAS is still going on, and look to shift your finances to another position. Definitely watch for those sectors with the dips. And a good indicator, I don't know how many people use it, I don't know if I still have it on my phone. I have an app on my phone. Hey, our first bot. First bot of the day. One of the apps that I have on my phone is actually Sector Spiders, which is just, all the 11 sectors of the stock market. I can look at a glance and see what sectors are up on the day, what sectors are down on the day. So there are certain tools that I keep on my phone. I've got I've got all my trading apps on my phone, but I also got the NASDAQ markets on my phone. I've got Sector Spiders, I've got Option Strat, and I run FinViz. because there are times where I don't want to sit there and look through individuals, look through every single stock that I'm interested in. But it's nice when I can jump on FinViz and, look by sectors, and it'll lay out, like, if I'm looking at energy, looking for potential plays, it'll give me, like, I can look at the top energy plays in the market. So, yeah, definitely be looking out for, post MOAS. Everybody, a lot of people ask, when Lambo, when Lambo. Well, I've already got myself a good car. I don't really have to worry about that. I'm more interested in, how fast can I take my gains and turn them around into, thanks for the interaction, AlgoBot. Yeah, definitely. I love the bots when they come in and help the YouTube algorithm out. But I'm looking post MOAS, how fast can I turn those gains into a permanent revenue stream? And I've got different numbers in mind, different investment strategies as far as creating a dividend revenue source. Because I think some of the things I was looking at, it takes right about $250,000, right about 250,000, and you can set yourself up. And this is after I've wiped all my debt clean. Wipe out everything I owe, pay off my vehicles, pay off everything. And if you do it right, off of a $250,000 investment, you're looking at potentially $3,000 a month in dividends that you'd be paying yourself, and those are off monthly dividend stocks. So yeah, I've already been looking at post MOAS, setting up investments to where I don't have to work anymore, and I can just live off a monthly revenue stream coming in off of dividends. And then I can just sit around and stream to YouTube all day and not have to actually go to work, be my own boss. But yeah, looking at AMC, as far as these are the January monthlies, I do like this 37 at $100 a contract. I mean, that gives me a nice little, outdoor smile, good strategy. Yeah, that's there's an important distinction I'd like, and this is how I view it, but that I'd like to throw out there. There are traders and there are investors. And I do a lot of trading, but I also invest. And by investing, I mean there are positions that I take and I sit on them. They're not, I'm not looking to get in or get out or, do anything fancy with. These are positions that I have opened up and they sit there, and all they do is, for the most part, gain value and gain dividends. I increase my position through my dividends. And that's the investing part. And then you go over to trading, which is, what I do with my options, selling covered calls, selling bull put spreads, running iron condors, running strangles, running callers, and there are tons of option strategies out there, and that's the trading side of the house. So I view trading and investing as two separate entities of the stock market. I day trade to invest in my dividend account, which goes to my 2-year-old when she turns 22. Yeah, that's definitely cool. Simon shared a link. Simon, what is the link you are sharing for YouTube? In fact, let me go in. I want to kind of have a look here. AMC is down 1.77%. I do like PROG. PROG's looking real good right now. I might have to throw some trades out. This is Al from Boston talking about the short interest. Oh yeah, definitely. If people, I don't know if you can copy the link or save the link. Yeah, you can save the link to locations, or, well, I'm on my computer right now, so I don't know about don't know if people are watching from phones or devices or stuff like that. Yeah, as nice as it would be to, if that 40% short interest is true and we're looking, the MOAS could be kicking off, covered calls could be immensely dangerous. I would certainly, these 37s look good. It's a nice buffer away. But, we're also looking at the January monthlies. That is a whole lot of time to be wrong. But yeah, that is good pricing. Let's pull to a closer day. Yeah, this week, no real value there. Everything is fraudulent. What, everything's fraudulent in that video, Simon, or? Yeah, I almost wonder if it could be a tactic by the hedgies just trying to scare people out, because they're going to do everything they can to try and shake out paper hands. Which to me, it's all just numbers on the screen. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about losing any, losing money on these positions, because in the long term, I know they have to cover. They have to cover their short positions. But yeah, I was playing around on no, everything is fraudulent, like all the numbers that we are given. Yeah, I'm not sure on some of the numbers. Yeah, I don't know as far as what am I? As far as Ortex, who can jailbreak the hedgies Zoom meetings? Yeah, that'd be interesting to get in on the meetings and everyone get a mustache and glasses and be in there. Put on suit and tie and pop in their Zoom meetings and be like, yeah, I'm so and so from corporate, and I think now's the best time to go ahead and cover. Let's close out our short positions. That'd be actually kind of cool. But yeah, so the options, I'm not a fan of buying calls. It's just I'm not a fan of buying when it comes to options. I don't like buying because time works against you. That's why when it comes to options, I prefer selling. Let's go and have a look at PROG. Oh, no, I want the chart on PROG. Yeah, PROG is just broken down. I'm waiting to see how low PROG can go, because I am certainly looking to buy a lot, to move this yellow line. I want to move this yellow line down quite a bit. For those who don't know, the yellow line on PROG is where my average currently is at. And I want to move that average down. And it looks like PROG is setting up other lines. We are down here today. We did have a nice little support line there right at the $2 mark. So yeah, I'm contemplating resetting these lines on PROG just to set different zones. Like I said, right now PROG is set up as far as day trading and swing trading shares. So yeah, I might change these up. Certainly, if I take out a larger position on PROG and move my average, I'll definitely be moving the lines around and setting up new zones as far as day trading and swing trading. And I am 100% on board with AMC, but I am really, really, really wanting to increase my PROG position, because PROG has the potential to move very, very quickly. It doesn't have to move a lot in order to have high percentage gains. Because when you look at it, AMC moving $1, moving $1.50, the percentage gains aren't that much. But if all of a sudden PROG decided it wanted to move by dollar fifty, well, we're less than $2 right now. If we moved up a dollar, that's a 50% gain. So the potential right now in the short term for PROG, small gains can result, or small movements can result in huge gains, and that's kind of what I'm looking at right now, because I want PROG to finance me getting more AMC shares. So let's check our major indices, just see how we're doing. We're on the 30-minute there. Let's drop down on the 1 minute. Just kind of want to get the 1 minute look. A whole lot of movement on the SPY. Huge run up. Tagged a new all-time high at 478.15, and then it had the pullback. That was probably a whole lot of day trading going on. Let's check. So that's the SPY. Let's check the Qs for NASDAQ. Not as drastic, but they saw the same pullback, and now they look to be channel bound right now. It's nice to see them get up over 400 and hold over 400 quite a bit. Looks like just a little bit punched through. Not even a quarter underneath the $400 mark. So NASDAQ might be just trading above 400 for quite a while. And let's check the Russell. Russell, really sketchy early day. Bouncing high low, ran up, pulled back, and now looks like it's getting a little bit of buying pressure stepping in. Nothing too exciting going on today. Shib pulling back a little bit, getting back into that discount range. Anything under 3,500 is a good discount range. So yeah, we're in the please buy me phase right now. Doge catching a little bit of support. They were down a bit. Down below 17 cents. I like the cheap cryptos. It's nice to throw a little bit in and get a whole bunch. If you make a substantial investment, you just see you see the amount of coins you're holding just shoot up, and that's always kind of cool. That was why I initially got in Shib. I looked at the price, saw how cheap it was. I think my initial purchase, I was joking, and I had like $8 of buying power that was freed up. So I'll just buy $8 worth, and bought $8 worth and got like 5 million coins or something like. Oh, okay, yeah, that's definitely cool. Thoughts on AT&T merge with Discovery Channel, 70% interest in new company for current AT&T shareholders. Yeah, AT&T is a little bit of a bugger in my opinion. Outdoor Smile, gut feeling from y'all. 3K Papers, Doge Lamar, Sheep. Need a gut feeling from y'all. What, you're saying you got $3,000 to invest and you're wondering where to put it? I actually cannot give recommendations on where to put it. So Riptide, AT&T is an immense thorn in my side, and it's actually part of my long-term investment. So we have kind of a love-hate relationship. I used to run the I used to play Condors and Iron Condors on AT&T, and it was pretty stable. It had a nice operating range, and all of a sudden, I had a fairly decent option position out there, and then AMC decided it just wanted, or AT&T decided it just wanted to go hang out in the basement. So pretty much, it took no time at all, and all of my options were worthless. So yeah, that kind of sucked. It kind of sucked for me, and I still hold AT&T in my long-term investment. I was buying on the way down as part of I have allocations, regular allocations to each stock as long as they're performing within a certain range. So as a stock continues to go down, its a percentage allocation actually goes up because it has a greater potential for coming up, and get averaging down and getting more value out of the overall position. When they announced the dividend cut, it dropped, and I bought. Yeah, that was it's for the longest time, AT&T was one of the dividend aristocrats. They were, I think it was like 12 years or so. Don't quote me, but I thought they were around 12 years straight of increasing their dividends every dividend cycle. They had dividend growth. They weren't cutting their dividends. They weren't discontinuing dividends. And when they announced their dividend cut, it's like all of a sudden, they were like. They were nice. They were a nice stock for trading sideways there for a while. The nice stable corridor, and yeah, they announced the dividend cut, and the stock just started to run downward. And I still hold them. It's one of the companies that I'm going to keep. 70% interest in the new merger. Yeah, it does sound nice, and that's part. I don't get spooked out of positions, and I think that's what helps me with AMC, because yeah, I can only imagine how many people saw AT&T just dropping and dropping and dropping, and got out of their positions, set up for puts, and when the puts cashed, they dumped it, and it's just I look at the long term. I just don't believe in bailing. And looking at AT&T, my overall on AT&T, I'm down 7.3% overall on AT&T. I'm down, and just waiting for it to get legs back underneath it and start running upward again. I think especially with the Discovery merger, they'll run back up. They'll get back up to that 28-29 range where they like to operate at, or where they had been operating at, and I think that'll stabilize it quite a bit. Let's check my other granddaddy stock. I know someone, was that you, Riptide, that was talking in chat that about Ford, that you had to cancel your purchase for one of the Ford Lightnings because they were ripping people off as far as their as far as the amount you had to put down to reserve one. I know someone in Clay's chat was talking about Ford kind of going a little bit underhanded there. Oh yeah, I love Ford. My last three vehicles, bought around 12. Yeah, I think we've actually talked about our averages, because my average on Ford is 1248 is where I'm at for an average. I think if we actually scroll down quite a ways here, let's go in the 30-minute. Might be easier to find it there. Yeah, there's my yellow line right there. Yeah, when they brought the dividend back, I was definitely happy about that. On my portfolio, I've got it listed out to show where. What am I trying to say here? I've got it listed by dividends, and I had the capital Q. I put QD for quarterly dividends, MD monthly, BA for biannual. I've got my dividends listed on there, and it always got me seeing Ford, because ones that have no dividend, I highlighted in red just so I can keep track easier, and just see I had the capital QD with a lowercase s in red because it suspended their dividend. It was so great when I was able to go in there and remove that red mark off of Ford, being, when they brought their dividend back. That's kind of my OCD thing as far as building out, going through and doing spreadsheets and stuff. I like doing spreadsheets and put organizing data and everything like that. And I'm working on getting the spreadsheet up and running, and maybe showing it just a bit here and there. But yeah, currently I've got my main portfolio has 30 positions in it, not counting AMC and not counting PROG, because those are PROG and AMC. They're decent positions, but they're not part of that long-term investment portfolio. But I've only got 6 positions out of 30 that do not have dividends behind them. And my breakdown, I've got 4 ETFs and 26 stock positions. That's my current portfolio. So anybody have options questions? I know we're kind of, as I've stated a couple times, kind of I shut down options, personally for trading on most of my stuff, just because of how down the market is. Granted, there are places to make money on the low end, but it's not as reliable. And I like any gambling I do. I like a higher percentage chance of return. So a lot of my option positions, I've shut a lot of them down because they're just, the risk outweighs the reward right now, and that's not a good way to trade. Of course, kind of looking at the bull puts here. Wait for it to wake up. Looks 24.25s for next week on the bull puts for AMC. Those are looking kind of nice right now. With that 26 holding up, and to be able to drop $100 collateral and pick up $31 per contract, that's pretty decent money right now. Which is funny, just a month and a half ago, I was talking about the 34.35s being the safe bet when we were trading at the 38 to 41 range, and now here we are, drop us down $10, and all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, those 24.25s, it's like deja vu all over again. It's like I know I've seen this setup before, and the last time I did it, I got bit pretty hard. I ended up did recover a little bit, didn't recover, but preserved capital off of it. So it is it's still a risky position. We know we've ran down, we've hit that. Hit that 2250, punched through that. So it still is a little risky, but I get antsy sitting around waiting to set up more trades. Me just having a peek at a couple things here. But yeah, today's just kind of let's everybody hang out and try and enjoy yourself and not stress the market. You're gonna have red days, you're gonna have green days, you're gonna have red days and red days and red days, and for the most part, I don't really, I don't pay too much attention to it. I know if I don't have active trades going on, if the market's super red and I don't like looking at it, I turn it off. Now, of course, if I'm here in the live stream, of course I'll have the market up and everything, and I might see a couple plays that I hadn't really considered before. It just gives me time for a little bit of reflection. Yeah, and I'm kind of looking through and seeing how other things are doing. Looks like my railroads gapped down, and then ran back up. So they recaptured everything that they lost from yesterday. Consolidated Edison, some of the energy companies that I'm in. Still getting beat down on the bottom of my portfolio. The bottom six looks like gold actually came back up a little bit as far as my investments. I used to I'm not sure if I still had them when I started the channel. I might have gotten rid of them not too long after I started, but I was in on a lot of the Credit Suisse, as far as USOI, SLVO, the gold, silver, and crude oil. I was in all those positions, but I really started to look at it, and although they were paying a super good dividend, the share prices were dropping faster than the dividends were paying. So, when I ran through the analysis, and that's one thing you should do is always, even on your long-term investments, go through and, just make sure your stocks are still performing where you want them to. And I looked at them, and none of them were doing good. So I ended up waited till I collect that last dividend, because I was only like 2 or 3 days away from collecting the dividend. So yeah, I collected my dividends, got out of those, and immediately moved those into some options positions, and gained back all the money that I'd lost on the share prices dropping. So I actually timed my exit on those pretty good. So let's look at Goldfield. Yeah, so it looks like early in December there was a little bit of pullback. They're starting to run back up again. And this is one of those long-term plays. Just going to sit and wait, see how it goes. See how it turns out. Actually, I want to check and see what their last dividend was. A lot of what I do is based off of collecting dividends, because I like dividends. And a lot of the positions that I'm in, the dividends pay 10x what a bank would pay as far as interest. I don't know how many people have heard this before, but when it comes to having money sitting around, as far as banks, cash is trash. If you've got your money in banks, you're not getting the dividend you get from your bank. The interest you get is garbage. And that's why I like looking for fairly stable stocks that pay a good dividend, because I'll park my money there. I'll park my money on a stable coin that pays me that pays out interest or a dividend. I would like to find places to park my money where it actually makes me money and not sits there and makes banks money. If anyone's going to be making money off my money, it's me. Yeah, so Goldfields here, they pay a biannual dividend, and looks like the last dividend they paid in September was just shy of 12 cents a share. So 12 cents a share twice a year. Looking at the share price, it's not an expensive stock. I think that 11.79, I think that was actually an all-time high. Oh, no. Looking over the last year, looks like just shy of $15 a share was the all-time high. So let's see. And they actually had the price run up after paying their dividend. That's interesting. over there, earnings, a little bit running after earnings. That dividend pays, share price drop, but they were on an upward trend. They were on an upward trend when they paid that dividend out. Yeah, not too exciting. This is kind of, if you're looking at long-term investments, you kind of like to see this long stretch where, it moves around a bit, but not, no real huge gains or, well, you always like to see huge gains, but, no real huge losses. Whatever happened here, nice little rise, drop back down again. More kind of range trading. Yeah, just one of those positions that, pays you pretty decently and gives you a decent dividend. Let's pop back over to AMC. See what's going on here. Still not too exciting. AMC, let's check the volume on the day, but through the rest of the year, I don't foresee a whole lot of excitement. I don't see, a whole lot of volume. Granted, we've only got 2.5 more trading days in the year. In fact, we only got 2 hours left in market hours today. Oh, wrong stock. Yeah, so yesterday during the stream about this time we were at 25 million volume. Today we're only at 21 million volume on AMC, so a little bit less volume today than yesterday. Granted, as we get into power hour, we might see an uptick. So what's everyone else up to today? I know here in Minnesota we of course got more snow. Got more snow yesterday into last night, so that was kind of a thing this morning. Snow and sub-zero temperatures, that's pretty much the normal for Minnesota winters. And it looks like currently we have no temperature. So somebody stole the temperature here in Minnesota. There's zero temperature outside. Well, let's jump over, check some of the other guys out. General Motors trading sideways. Wait a minute, I thought... there we go. Oh, HMC. HMC. Not a whole lot of excitement there. Neo's on an upward trend. Really got pushed down hard at the start of the day. Wonder what happened there. Yeah, I did some option spreads on Neo earlier on. Middle of the year when all the Neo hype was first starting, and those are pretty good options originally, but lately just seems like everything's just getting beat down end of the year. Let's look at GameStop. GameStop still hanging out in this. Granted, I don't track GameStop really, except for the channel. Let's go ahead and move that. Let's try and get a little bit tighter in there. So what is everyone else planning for the new year? There we go. That's a much better channel. Yeah, I'm still debating at some point getting, just picking up a couple shares of GameStop, but it's kind of hard finding the extra capital available to put in it when they're just other positions that carry a lot more interest for me. Yeah, and I'm actually really excited for this evening. I don't know how many Star Wars fans we got on the stream, but Book of Boba Fett started streaming today, and I'm really excited to start watching that. As soon as they announced that, right at the end of season 2 of The Mandalorian, when they kind of had the teaser with Boba Fett going and sitting on Jabba's throne. Definitely has me excited. If only they released the whole thing at once, rather than, 1 week into the next. Are we seeing AMC waking up just a little bit? Yeah. AMC starting to pick up a little bit of momentum. We did have that large green candle with just over 154,000 volume. That's a pretty nice candle. Wish that kind of volume would continuously go throughout the day. That'd definitely get us up into that 30 range a lot faster. But it's already crossed. MACD hasn't crossed over, but it looks like we might be starting into a downward trend. A little bit overbought right now. So who all do we still have in chat here? Looking yeah, so a little bit of an update here. TD Ameritrade did post, we apologize for the confusion given the numbers from our fundamentals page. 96.7 million short shares at 415 million total shares outstanding, 18.83% afloat. Hey, Danelle, thanks for popping and hitting the like button. 18.83% of the float. Our technical support is working with our vendors to verify this information. We thank you for your patience. Yeah, that is from TD Ameritrade. They've come out and posted that the numbers on their site appear to be wrong, and their technical support team is working on it. So we know TD Ameritrade made that mistake. I'm just wondering because it's posted that 3 different brokers have all listed the same, fairly close to the same wrong numbers as far as the short interest. But yeah, it looks like TD Ameritrade's already come out and said that they're aware of the problem, and they're working to get the correct numbers out. So I'm kind of expecting the other brokerages to look everything over. They might have the exact same thing going on. Try to see if there's any more information on that, because we definitely the community, of course, likes having the correct information. So yeah, just trying to see if there's any more. Volatility, earnings per share. Yeah, I just wonder if AMC is starting to wake up a bit here. I wonder, as an experiment, I wonder if I went ahead and started selling covered calls, if that, wake up the upper end of the option chain, if that would cause AMC to start going up. Kind of bait AMC, because I guarantee you, anyone who's ever played options has had it to where they open up a contract, and as soon as they open a contract, the stock immediately starts to move against them, which that's what a lot of times playing options on PROG, that's exactly what happens. As soon as I open a position in options, the stock price immediately starts running against me. So I wonder if I could start doing that. Start selling covered calls in the $85 range. Collect $1 premium. But all of a sudden, the share price starts running up higher to get to 85 to try and steal my shares away. I wonder if that might actually happen. Put it out there as a little bit of bait. All right, what do we have though? Let's have a look at single options calls. That is a very dangerous game to play, though. Like, yeah, come on, try to take my shares from me. Like, do one contract at 36, one contract at 41, one at 46. go $1 above the $5 psychological levels, and just each contract do $5 higher and higher, all the way, all the way up the chart as far as I want to risk it. And which is, how far are the calls actually built out? Let's go ahead and hit all. Oh, that's a bummer. Currently, the AMC call chain for Friday of next week only runs up to the $75 mark. Well, boo on that. Today's are built out to 80, or this Friday's are built out to 85. Looking. So, do we still have anyone hanging out with us? And of course, anyone who wants to, I think everyone in here is pretty much subscribed. But if anyone happens to know people out there who might be interested in, stock market, or just looking for a place to hang out on YouTube, of course, if you wanted to share the channel on Facebook, on Twitter, get the word out on social media, help grow the channel. That's always appreciated. But today, of course, is just kind of a hangout kind of day. Not much going on, not too much excitement. It looks like the S&P's woken up just a little bit. Let's jump back over the chart. Yeah, S&P's moving upward. Nothing too exciting. How are SPY options, bull puts? Oh, no, we don't want all. Let's narrow this back down. SPY has such wide ranges. Take you forever to look through them all. Just kind of having a peek here, seeing if S&P 500. Now, the funny thing about the S&P 500, as I mentioned before, most of the S&P 500, the Qs, the IWM, they actually have contracts that expire Monday, Wednesday, Friday. They have 3 expiration dates per week. So it gives you the chance to really do, to really play them a lot. And if you have certain option strategies that you like to play, and they're based off there are a lot of courses you can take to learn how to trade options. And you get in there and you're paying for the course, and pretty much all they do is, a lot of them give you the exact same formula on how to play the SPY, and that's a majority of what their course is. And it's fine-tuned to the point where you're looking for, I think the most common formula you see is you're looking for an expiration date 9 to 10 days away. You're looking for you're picking a strike price for calls that are $2 above the current price, and you're looking to pay a premium of right about $200. So it's a real simple formula, and a lot of like play calls $2 up, 10 days out with a $200 premium, and make money that way. And yeah, it's kind of consistent as long as the SPY's moving up, but then you get the days where you enter into that position and it's made for day trading. It's made for real fast turnaround because of the volatility involved in it. We can even even do some practical examples on this. So currently on the SPY, you're looking at a 420 or 477.36. So you're going to be looking 10 days out, or 9 to 10 days out, which would put you on the 7th of January. So the January, I think those are actually the ones expiring next Friday. You would go down and see if you go $2 up from here. So you're looking at right about the 779, 780 is what you'd be looking for. So 779, 780, $200 premium. So that would actually be the $7.80. So basically, you would pay just under $200 for these contracts. This actually fits the formula. But if you go over and look at your theta, you're losing almost $17 a day on these contracts. So if you look at your theta versus your gamma, or theta versus delta, if your delta moves up by $1, it increases the value of these contracts by $38. But if it takes a day to get there, so you need $1 gain in the next day to claim right about the same value, to gain that end up being $22 of profit, plus or minus. So you'd gain $22 profit per contract if it moves up $1 before the next 24-hour period. So if you have a day where you enter into it first thing in the morning and the SPY runs up, during that day, if it runs up $2 or $3, well, that's awesome, because the first $1 you're going to gain $38. The second $1 you add your gamma to your delta, so that would end up being $42. So on a $2 movement, as long as you don't lose too much to theta, that'd be an $80 gain per contract. So the formulas they have, they're pretty sound formulas as long as the stock is moving the direction you want it to move. If it starts to run away, if it drops by $1, you're losing your value, and you can wait to recapture. But if you're waiting the next day, you already lost $1, so you lose $38 value on the contract, and you're waiting a day for it, you're losing another almost $17 on the contract. So you can see, using the formulas that you see on a lot of these videos and classes and stuff. Yeah, if the stock's moving your direction, you're going to be making money. But you pay money for those courses, and they basically give you an outline that if you've been playing options for any time of period, you already know what you're looking at as far as the price movement, and the price movement on the delta versus the theta. And I think it's funny that some of these things are paid courses telling you, one formula that you can pretty much apply everywhere, but you can watch a YouTube video for 5 minutes and get the same information. I was kind of bouncing around, checking different windows. That's why you see my cursor going all kinds of buggy on the screen. PROG has moved back up. It is creeping up on the $2 mark. I was looking at it, down there in the 185 range. when it's hanging out in that range, I was like, ooh, yeah, maybe look a way to generate a little bit of quick revenue in order to buy more PROG shares, but it's moved up and away. I was hoping, I was watching to see if it dropped down into a nice super budget range. That would have been a perfect place to pick it up, or to pick up more shares. I swear, the more which, going off the dual trading channel, we're still in a super discounted buy zone. Looking at covered calls. Let's see how. Yeah, AMC needs to keep the. AMC keeps a spike going today, and it might be worth taking a very small covered call position, because we are recovering kind of nicely here. Creeping back up on that 28 mark. In fact, looking at it, so it looks like the Qs have caught a little bit of support. They're running this almost the same upward trend as AMC and as PROG. Looking like real estate has just been, real estate has been on a nice steady upward trend all day. So people definitely making money on that side of the house. Looking through, it is a fairly red day in the market. Not as far as the SPY and everything goes, but just a lot of stocks are down. But glancing through my portfolio here, it looks like about 50% of the market is still up, and AMC is getting some nice support coming in. Could this potentially be the start of the MOAS? We shall wait and find out. Yeah, we had a 1 minute candle here at 375,000 volume on a nice uptick. Yeah, we had that 154,000 volume candle. We've had a 375,000 volume candle. We do have a lot of good buying pressure stepping in right now. Hanging out in the overbought zone, but of course all stocks need to breathe, but certainly it is catching little breathers here and there, dipping back into the buffer zone on the RSI, and it's dipping, it's popping down into that zone just long enough to catch its breath, and it can potentially keep running like this. AMC is green on the day. Of course, it happens while Claybro's at lunch. Hey, I'm gonna jump on Twitter real quick and update my update this. Update my post from earlier. Let's see. AMC. Starting a little bit of a rip. Oh, out of my peripheral vision, I saw somebody just said something in chat. Getting a little bit of excitement going on. And clipboard, we got the people. We got the hashtags. Oh. Yeah, all manageable. I actually, I do not have Ortex. Yeah, I am not a subscriber to Ortex, so I don't have those numbers available. AMC is catching a little bit of a breather. PROG also starting a run up. They punched through almost up to 90. They locked the shorts. What do you mean by? Yeah, but both AMC and PROG have started a little bit of a run here. And yeah, I'm hoping, I'm long on PROG. I wish it would have done a little bit sooner when I still had all my calls available, but my PROG position is all in shares, so every little bit that it wants to run up just means I'm making more and more money. Yeah, I don't know. All is that? Yeah, all manageable. I don't know if you've been in before, but I do track a dual channel on PROG, and we've been in the super discount zone on PROG for quite a while, and it's nice to see that it is looking to come back up to that, right around 2.25 mark. If we recapture $2, it will. I think it'll definitely keep the rip going. Now, what kind of volume did we have step in here on PROG? 144,000. Seeing all these big green candles and getting quite a few of these at 100,000 shares. Definitely what we like to see. This is the buying pressure, the excitement that you want to come in and get these prices running up. And there we go. We just punched through $2. Let's see how far PROG will run with that, and let's pop over on AMC and see if it's running. AMC, we're still looking. There it goes. AMC's coming up to that $28 mark. It's looking to punch through that upper channel again. I am a fan of putting channels down on the screen. So when you see it run up and capture and punch through those channels, that's always great. PROG at that $2, pulling back just a bit, taking a little bit of a breather. With how far, it is above the 70% on the RSI. Where you get into that overbought range. So it is overbought, needs to catch a little bit of a breather. But if it comes down and tags a 70 and turns around and starts ripping again, that 225 definitely could be achievable to get there. God, AMC's looking gorgeous. They're both looking gorgeous. Looking at the daily, or looking at the charts just for the day, and they both have a nice little valley. It's all AMC's almost looking like it has an ugly W, across the entire day. PROG's looking much the same. PROG's fixing to turn green on the day. I don't know where. But yeah, want to see PROG punch through and hold this $2. if it can run up to if it can run up to that 2.25, that will definitely be great on the day. So little pullback. Still last two candles over 100,000. Keep all this interest going on. Now, all manageable. Are you over? Are you here from the Claybro stream? Do you spend any time on Claybro stream? Because I don't recognize the name. I don't think I've seen you in here before, and I try to keep up with everyone on Claybro stream as well. That's where I'm usually at. When his streams are going on. But depending upon how their positions are, I have stated before that today with if you look at the T2 settlement on stocks, that today would be the last day looking at the T2 as far as if a short position decided to close as far as using it for write-off for the 2021 tax season. Because if they don't close the position today, oh, Riptide, there we go, Riptide's in the house. PROG short interest at 16.4% with 17.2 million shares shortage and almost a 30% cost to borrow. Thank you, Riptide, for the Ortex numbers there. Or I'm assuming those are Ortex numbers. But yeah, I don't know how the plumbing works as far as for the hedge funds. But with a T2 settlement, it takes 2 days after you close your position for the shares to actually be settled. So I don't know for tax purposes if they closed after today. If they closed it out on Thursday or Friday, the T2 those positions would not actually be settled until the new year. So. As far as the plumbing, I'm not sure how that works as far as tax purposes. But if the T2 settlement period is set for claiming losses for your yearly taxes, for your capital gains, if they have to follow those rules, then that means that they would have to close today in order for it to count towards their 2021 taxes. So that's why, that was one of the things I was looking at to see, if we had a lot of excitement pop in, and if they, if anyone's looking to close their position as far as could they claim it for the tax season, is today the deadline for that. So AMC is pulling back, taking a little bit of a breather. The RSI they were just below the $70 mark, and looks like it is actually starting to pick up again. So AMC with a 28.14 intraday high, or is that? No, it looks like they had an early morning. Early morning high was a little bit higher than that. Was that pre-market though? We're trying to zoom in on this candle here. $28.35, and that was 6 minutes into the market. So yeah, that was after the market opened. Utilization is at 93.21. Yeah, I know for the longest time, Riptide, PROG was 98-99% utilization. I think the utilization going down is as a result of 35% of the shares covering that one day. I forget how long back that was, but it was reported that the short interest was at 12 something and it dropped down to 8, so it was right about 30%. 30% of the shorts had covered, and I'm guessing that's where the utilization, where it dropped down from the 98, 99, and it's dropped down into the low 90s. And I think that's been kind of trending ever since then. I don't have Ortex. I've been tracking the numbers every day, but from a lot of times I check the other YouTubers who actually have access to the Ortex data. I kind of check the numbers off of what they're seeing. And AMC still hanging out in that 28 range. I hope this momentum can keep up. Take a little bit of a breather and start another rip going. Over on PROG still working a nice upward channel. It is nice to see. I'm looking at on my phone. I'm checking the portfolio. It's nice to see the top four. Top four are all green. 5 out of the top 6 are all green. Okay, we got AMC Ortex data. 17% short interest cost to borrow, right about 1.2%. Utilization at 76.5, and shares shorted is at 87.6 million. Which I'm guessing Ortex, every once in a while you'll see on like one day you'll see like a huge swing on Ortex. The numbers will change drastically, and you look at the volume for the day and you don't really notice a lot of a volume change. And all it is, Ortex, they use algorithms. They have mathematical formulas that they use as far as calculating all the numbers out. And the numbers released by Ortex are not exact numbers. They're the closest they can get based off the models, based off the numbers they receive. And there are times that the models they have, the more data, the more information they get, the more accurate their numbers get. As of 2 days ago, with only 85% reported. Yeah, see, a lot of the numbers are based on what information, what data they're able to collect. So sometimes you'll see Ortex, the numbers will change drastically, and you look at the volume and you just don't see where it's at. And a lot of time that is with the data, the new data they receive, it'll change the baseline they use for their models. And no requirement to report. Yeah, that's another huge thing, Riptide. That not everyone is. You're not required, and that's where a lot of the transparency we want to see in the market. The hedge funds out there, the people shorting the stocks, they're not required to report their short positions, and that's something that should change. All other data has to be reported, and for them to come out and say you have to report everything going on, but you don't have to report your short position. All your long positions. You have to have records and paper trail, digital trails of all that. But don't worry about your short positions. Well, the short positions, if you give them a free pass to not have to report that, yeah, that screams, hey, go ahead and and I don't like throwing this word around casually, but go ahead and manipulate the data, or manipulate the prices, because you don't have to report them. We don't have to know what you're doing there. I tell you what, Riptide, I cannot wait for Claybro stream to start up, because there was a whole lot of talk going on the stream about PROG, and about Clay getting in and averaging down, and it's a great window to buy in. And while I'm here, any other stocks you want Ortex on? I'm not really the main reason about the Ortex data for PROG was all manageable. He was asking about PROG on there. I don't know if anyone else in chat right now might have some things they want looked at on Ortex, but Definitely glad you're in chat and glad you have that information available. But yeah, I can't wait for Clay Rowe streaming. Like, yeah, looks like that nice little 185, 190 window is currently closed on Prague. AMC still hanging out right around that 28 mark. I almost wonder, oh yeah, the help is definitely appreciated, Riptide. Definitely glad to have you in here, earning that blue wrench today. Now, AMC, we did have a nice little rip. I wonder if we might be in a little bit of a consolidation period. We might trade, there might be a little range set up. Try looking at the prices here. I don't want to just nilly willy throw down lines, but maybe I've already got this 28 on the chart. I wonder if we might just kind of hang out and consolidate plus or minus a quarter of that line. Looking at the 27.75 to 28.25. We might hang out in like 50-cent range, trade sideways, consolidate a bit, because that was a pretty nice, decent rip we went on. Especially, God, still looking at that candle. 375,000 shares came in that 1 minute. But yeah, we might just trade sideways. A 20-25 cent range of this $28 mark, just to consolidate, or we might even we might be catching a breather right now and ready to go on another 25, 30, 40 cent rip. If we can keep stair stepping like this for the rest of the day, that'll definitely have a sitting pretty going into the rest of the week. PROG hanging out around the 202, 203 mark. I was just kind of looking to see. I was looking at other positions to maybe play some options, generate some revenue to try and get in if we were going to hang out in this, hang out between 175, 180. I would have definitely liked to pick up some more shares there, but that time has come and gone now. So we got a pretty decent cup on the day. Maybe a pullback to $1.95 and go into a handle from there. Trying to get it all on the chart here. Wow. That is really nice right there. So yeah, we had a run up, trade sideways a little bit there. Had a beautiful run up on PROG, pulled back. Technically, this could be our handle right here. Super large cup, tiny handle. Hey, Tesso, welcome to the chat. Are you looking for Ortex numbers on PROG? If you're looking for Ortex on PROG, if you scroll up just a little bit, right after All Manageable asked, Riptide Redemption did post out the PROG numbers for Ortex. Just looking at the price, or looking at the movement of the stock, since 1400, since 2 o'clock. The whole rest of the day before we're just kind of yeah, PROG's kind of there, and ever since 2 o'clock, it's just been going on a nice little wonderful run here for the past 45 minutes. Yeah, there's the updated numbers on PROG for you, Tesso. Riptide, you're just going to be that perma-wrench in here. You're definitely earning perma-wrench status. Okay, AMC going on another little tear here. See, these are the days you love to be in the market. It was all whole first half of the day was all blah, nothing really going on, and all of a sudden, just start getting excitement in the market. What do we got here? This candle, 186,000 shares. You'll put it on your resume. Yeah, especially if you get. I have to go back to work. Have a good day. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for popping in the chat, man. Glad to have you here. Have a good day at work, and we'll catch you next time. Yeah, Riptide, definitely. Get the wrench over on Clayro's channel. You could put on your resume. You're permanent moderator for two of the most popular, most exciting, and amazing YouTube channels out there. Who wouldn't put that on their resume? Yeah, if AMC can hold this 28 through the day and keep stair stepping up, that's the key. We've got the momentum now, and if we can just keep holding it. Hey, DD214. Welcome to the chat, man. I'm not sure I saw you in here today. You had a blue wrench for 2 days on Clayro, yeah. Yeah, I remember the days on Clayro's channel where he used to give out like 4 daily wrenches a day. The videos the night before, and then the 2 wrenches for first comment in the live streams. Hello, I'm in and out babysitting. Oh, okay. Hey, that's cool, DD214. No problem with that. Yeah, it is a gorgeous. I looked. I had 5 out of my top 6. Who was lagging behind? Oh, PROG did. PROG is pulling back just a bit. Oh, okay, my bonds were the other one that was in the red. So yeah, PROG is going on a little bit of a pullback now. Huge downward candle. That might be a much needed breather. Oh, not much. We were just DD214 was just kind of hanging out, not really much of anything going on. So it was just kind of a general hangout session, and then all of a sudden, stock started to rip. Somebody say something about wrench giveaway. Yeah, JB, how's it going, man? Yeah, it used to be man, JB and I on the nightly videos, it seemed like we would just split those videos every night. He would nail one, he'd get the first one, or I'd get the second, or I'd get the first, he'd get the second. We kept splitting the nightly videos on Clayrose, like every single night we were splitting them. And then yeah, it's and Clayrose never come out and said it, but he's also said he's wouldn't be taking the wrench away from me. So mine's kind of a perma wrench, but I don't always hit first. A lot of the videos I catch them when the notifications go up, so I'm not waiting to pounce on them immediately. But for the live streams, I do like getting first on the live streams every day, just to keep people on their toes. So yeah, PROG did have a pretty decent pullback, and I think the pullback on PROG was needed just because if you look and see how much they were in the overbought zone, PROG really needs a healthy breather. So we might see it sit around the 40 to 50 range on the RSI before it starts making another run. They were always right around bedtime for the kids, which made it hard. I've stopped trying. Yeah, I pop for the evening videos. I pop in on those when they when I happen to see them, when I get the notifications, I'm not like before how I would always be standing by and waiting for the exact millisecond when they went up to jump in and comment on them. But I hope this is not an AMC bull trap. Nah, 214, looking at it, it doesn't really look like too much of a bull trap. It just looks like, for whatever reason, a whole bunch of volume has just come in. With the exception of this candle at 375,000, you go down to the next candle on this run, drops down to 200,000, 186,000, just shy of 187,000. It just looks like it might be just pretty decent price movement. It might be people, for whatever reason, having a little bit of extra money. Frank, where do you see PROG potentially going if it does squeeze? As far as a squeeze on PROG, I'm thinking right about the $17 to $20 range per share. I don't think it has the community or the support. But PROG also, in addition to being a squeeze candidate, it also, based off its fundamentals, supports a higher price than it has right now. I think PROG, just regular price action, PROG should be $7 to $10. So, looking at, add $10 to all that as far as a squeeze. I'm going to go back. So when they had the 30 to 35% coverage that they did earlier, it shot up to $6.20 a share. Now it all depends, how much do they cover, how much do they cover how fast, and what percentage of the short position is that, what percentage of the total shorts cover. But yeah, $17 to $20 range. If people get out of the position early, 12 to 15. I definitely see us getting over $10 a share. It's just going off of the 30% run, or the 30% coverage that we had recently. Looking off those numbers, it kind of gives you an idea of what you might expect. And I certainly think, if the remaining percentages close fairly close to each other, if everyone gets out of their positions at the same time, a little bit more excitement. Yeah, it ran up to $6. If you use that kind of as a 30% at $6, okay, well your other another 60%, or double that amount, so $6 turns into 12, turns into 18. That puts you right in that $17 to $20 range. That's just kind of what I'm looking at for PROG. If it runs up into the 17 to 20 range based off the 30% coverage before, that'd be what I'd be looking for. If it ran up to 15, 16, looked like it was going to stall out, yeah, I would dump my shares at that point. But I'm not expecting PROG to run to $100 a share. If it did, that would be great. But I don't see it running that high, and I would be looking maybe at PROG as a long term if the fundamentals are still in place after the shorts cover and it rips. Yeah, y'all got some youngins with the kids. Both my boys are adults. My oldest will be 21 in June, and my youngest last month just turned 19. So yeah, my kids are older. Both my kids are adults. So yeah, there, as you see, PROG pulled back, had the breather, did not go all the way down to the dollar 95 that I was looking at, but it did drop down, right about 2 cents shy of there, and started upward movement. If it can keep this going, and keep the same trend, could definitely see great things out of PROG today. You got a 2-year-old and you're 44. Well, you're a little bit older than me, Riptide. AMC still hanging out around that $28 mark. That is, kind of to be expected. So would you buy AMC or PROG at this point, or just not buy other until things... JB, I was actually looking to see what was going to happen with PROG. If it, I was looking at other options positions to try and generate a little bit of extra money to put into PROG, and I was looking for it to stay in a 185, 175 range. If it held there while I was looking for other positions to develop, I was going to end up buying buying more PROG. As far as AMC, I'm waiting for the new year when the options open back up on AMC, because between playing covered calls and bull put spreads, that is a lot of where the money for AMC that I spend comes from, is from playing options. So with options kind of being higher risk right now, and me turning them off for the moment, I really haven't been able to add my AMC position. I've been kind of neutral on it right now. So yeah, I would, if I had money to spend, I would have been spending it on PROG when it was in this lower range. With it moving up, it is still in the super discount zone. Let me pop out on the 30-minute here. JB, if you look, I've got 2 channels built right here. And this was actually built out as far as doing a day trade, swing trade on PROG. So we are way down in the super discount zone, because this lower zone is the buy and the upper zone is the sell, and the gold mark is actually where my average is right now on PROG. So as you can see, my average is sitting up in the sell zone. Not that I have money to spend. Yeah, it's the same thing. The few options positions that I've open, the capital that I have available is strictly to support the stop losses on those. I traded PROG between the $2 and $4 range. Yeah, Riptide, as PROG wakes up and as the price action gets better on it, I of course will end up expanding these zones to match and to try and maximize the potential of day trades and swing trades. LOL, when I asked which crypto to buy earlier, you told me you do not give financial advice. Did I give Yeah, I try not to give financial advice. I'm just stating, things that I look for. What I'm stating on here is opinions. My opinion and things that I would do, my personal trades, those are the zones, that's what I would look for as far as it. Did I specifically say, hey, JB, if you have money, you should definitely go and buy this at this price? Yeah, not financial advice. This is all just adult entertainment. Which is funny. Hey, JB, I don't know if you saw, but Grandpa Barney was in here earlier, and there is, it's a little sticker, and it's the silhouette of a utility worker gaffing a pole. And the thing is, it says, support your local pole dancer. It's not about the money, it's about keeping you turned on. And it just made me think about that because, I used to be a pole gaffer. I used to climb the utility poles with the spikes on the boots. I don't do that anymore. I actually, I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought it would, and it was really rough on my back and knees climbing the poles like that. So I don't gaff anymore. Yeah, pretty much anytime I say something about, you know, I'll always say like, what I would do or things, trades that I do. That's why at the bottom of the screen, if you look all the way down below me at the very bottom of the screen, it says not financial advice. JB, I said fantasy only. Got crickets. What did I miss? %, disabled, vet here, no climbing for me. Yeah, it was cool when I went and first got it, and then I'm not a fan of heights, which is funny because when I was in Germany I went to air assault at Oberdockstetten, so I spent a little bit of time in helicopters in the army, and I just don't like, I'm not a fan of heights, which is funny because I work in a boom, I work off of a ladder, I gaffed poles, but I don't like heights. So I've kind of a funny occupation for someone who doesn't like being up in the air. But I have no problem with being on a cliff, going hiking and having an overlook over cliffs, or doing stuff like that. I have no problem with that. But for some reason, I just don't like man-made objects being high off the ground. Yeah, yeah. I remember you're airborne, not AI born, but you were a man of the red beret, and yeah, not liking heights. It's interesting the things you do. I almost had to go airborne because when I reclassed from Cav Scout to medic. Before medic, I was actually looking at psyops, and in order to be psyops at Bragg, you have to go to airborne school. So I had to go take my airborne physical and all that, and did not end up going for that, and that was when I ended up reclassing to be a combat medic. Yeah, I remember you saying CA Civil Affairs, right? I think that's what you said before, was what you did in the Army. Here we go again. It's already after 2 o'clock. Man, I swear, a little bit of excitement in the market, and then we start getting good conversations going. Get good conversations going in the chat, and all of a sudden the day just starts to fly by. It's amazing how that happens. Task Force Viking. That sounds like something I'd be interested in. Considering I'm sitting here drinking out of a horn, a natural horn mug. See, the funny thing is, I'm a real Minnesota Viking, not a I don't want to say purple pansy, but just the way the NFL's gone lately. Minnesota, of course, is the Vikings, but it's funny being a Viking in Minnesota. It's quite funny. Kind of looking at a general view of the market. Looks like some lithium is catching a little bit of support. Oh, I gotta start. I pop over on YouTube here. My phone is turned down right. I don't want. I don't want to get yelled at for silence. Yeah, it was totally funny. Clay missed it during the live stream. He, talking about our meta trailer park that we're all gonna have. All of us bros in the meta trailer park. And I threw out the joke there about going and getting Brett Favre's double wide off the Kiln River and moving it to our meta park. Uh, so for those, no, I haven't really gone into it much. I grew up on a majority of the time growing up was down on the Gulf Coast, and one of the guys that I played football with in high school and graduated with, uh, he is the cousin of Deanna Favre, which is Brett Favre's wife. So it's kind of cool that I went to school with not Brett Favre's family, but his wife's family. I went to school with some of her family members, and let me tell you, I had such a dislike for Brett Favre, not only because I was born here in Minnesota, so Minnesota Green Bay, the whole rivalry there, but it seemed like every fifth commercial on TV living on the Gulf Coast of Mississippi, every fifth commercial had Brett Favre on it, whether it was Brett Favre for Turan Foley Chevrolet or just the marketing down there, everybody, because he was a Southern Miss Golden Eagle. He went to college down there in Southern Mississippi, so everything down there is Brett Favre. He lives on the Kiln River in God, I can't remember what town it is. Well, I think it actually is out in Kiln, but so everything down there was Brett Favre, and it was just so annoying. And then of course when they got their Super Bowl championships with Favre, the Green Bay Packers, and it's like that every day just felt like vomit in your mouth having everything Brett Favre around you. So it was kind of funny down there. And of course he retired as a Minnesota Viking, so we didn't get the Super Bowl, we got the last laugh because Brett Favre retired as a Viking. And I actually do have a Brett Favre Vikings jersey. But I don't support the NFL anymore. As I stated earlier in the stream, the only sports I really follow are NASCAR and Formula One. So I'm a fan of the motorsports, not really. Every once in a while, if there's nothing on TV and I see a hockey game, I'll switch over and watch some hockey. Little bit of a pullback on PROG here. Same thing we saw after this huge run-up. Let's zoom in just a bit and look and see. Yeah, the dipping down right to where the candle closed at, not the bottom of the candle here. So we are seeing a little bit of a pullback potentially in PROG kicking off right now. And it has pulled into red for the day. So looking at zones to buy PROG, if this was a little bit of a run up and we're going to pull back to the previous levels, to the previous lows for the day, that could be indicative of day traders and swing traders, just running in, driving the price up, taking a little bit of profit, and it pulls back down now. AMC moving away from the $28 mark. It'll be interesting to see. I was talking that potentially we could see it trading sideways within a quarter of that. Down to $27.75 up to $28.25. So it'll be interesting to see for the rest of the day if this holds, or if we're going to give back some of the gains we got going into power hour and going into market close. Yeah, and AMC, if you look on the RSI, we did get up into the overbought, pulled back a bit, ran back up, tagged RSI just above 70, and now we're pulling back and we're going down to oversold range. So the question is, when we hit this oversold, are we going to bounce back off and catch support? Catch support in this zone right here and go for another run, or is this a downward trend for the rest of the day? That's going to be one of those wait and see moments. But looking at RSI, we're back down into the low 30s. If we get back up into that mid level, you're talking RSI mid level and just trade sideways for the rest of the day. And even during my own live stream, I pop over and I get the first comment on Claybro's live chat. So yeah, just out to excel on Claybro's channel and let everyone know who's boss man on the first chat. Oh, IWM's pulling back too. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's check the Russell. Yeah, so yeah, it looks like yeah, the Russell as a whole is pulling back. Looks like the Russell pullback started right about 1500. If we look over, AMC was moving away from the Russell, but it looks like this pullback in the Russell is definitely enough to drag AMC with it. Looks like, looking at this candle right here, it looked like AMC kind of wanted to start a run back up, but maybe it was just, with the slump going on the Russell, that it just decided that AMC was tired to the point where it got dragged along with it. So who all do we still have in chat? I notice, not sure how reliable it is, but I keep seeing little spikes in the volume on the stream. PROG looks to be fighting back. Fighting back, setting up kind of a sideways run. I'm still here, but feel alone. Yeah, it's looking at it. It's Riptide, 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 all the way up until Outdoor Smile, JB, then Riptide. It's almost like they. Granted, some people, there are audio. People are on here just audio. They're not able to actually watch the stream, which is certainly cool. Audio support is still support of the channel. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, but I wish more of your peeps were in here with you. That would certainly, everyone's welcome to come hang out. But yeah, getting PROG getting back over $2 when you look at the fact that for the intraday it dropped down to $1.79 a share. It is nice to see this good ridge here in the middle of the day. I'm just here to chill, doing other things at the same time. Yeah, that's a lot of times when I'm on Claybro stream, I'm just like I said this morning, I was going through and figuring out some charting, some some spreadsheets on crypto. I ran through, did some streamlining on my portfolio, my long-term investment portfolio. So yeah, always popping in, doing other things, and I've always got it up and running on my cell phone for his stream. Oh, people are starting to pop in on Clay Rose now. Just hanging out. Stream. Waiting for Clay Bro. Yeah, it looks like Crypto Rocketeer and Elizabeth are in on Claybro's chat already. And PROG continuing a little bit of a pullback. Yeah, so I'm not too worried. Looking and seeing that the Russell's pulling back also. Yeah, there really isn't too much to worry. We had a nice, good run, and the important thing is this run was against what the Russell was doing. Because if we jump over and have a look here, and one of these days I keep saying it, but I want to go in and get get the watch list on the side updated, and get a lot more. I've got the SPY on there. Well, I should have the SPYs, the Qs, and the IWM. We should have all three of those on there. AMC PROG, have GME on there, and I might actually set up my full investment portfolio on here also, just as a way I can quickly watch it through the day without having to bounce back and forth between devices. But yeah, IWM still seeing a huge pullback there, and AMC since it's now caught with the IWM and moving the same direction, it looks like it might start moving down with it as well. But people worried. Some people, the FUD spreader, the shills and the fudders, they come out and like, oh, AMC's dead, AMC's over. Well, if you look at looking at this nice little run up we had, AMC is not dead. It is not over. They have not covered. This is just downward price movement, upward price movement. That's all we're seeing right now. Certainly the possibility of increasing short positions going on. And the people shorting the stocks, now is the time that if they want the most bang for their buck, now's the time to short AMC, because it is a lower volume time of the year. AMC's not over. I've never seen them this much. Yeah, the AMC, the support that AMC has, I think, looking at everything between stocks, cryptos, just everything, it seems like AMC and Shib are, they are the biggest things out there, and people are like, oh, Shib's over. This is over. People who keep saying. The people who keep saying they're over are the same ones who are putting out Shib to $1 next week, AMC MOAS to $500,000 a share. The people who are saying all this stuff is over without actually looking at a screen, they're just outputting sensationalist articles, sensationalist videos. They're clickbaiting everyone, and they're not over. Hey, guest name. Speaking of support, I'm here. How's your day? Hey, my day is going good, guest name. If you look on the screen, we actually were sitting, we had a gorgeous run up on PROG. Go over to AMC. We had a gorgeous run up on AMC, and we had Claybro out on lunch. So he got to miss out on all the excitement of the stock starting to run up. So his loss, our gain. Yeah, it looks like chat's starting to pick up on Claybro's side of the house. I'm just kind of waiting for Claybro to go live. Just going to kind of hang out here, but looks like we're getting a pullback, definitely on AMC, and that is a result of the IWM pulling back, as Riptide pointed out. And it looks like Prog is at that $1.95, so it's hanging out right there at. I figured the pullback to 195. I thought it would be looking for the pullback here, but it looks like we might be on a descending trend. Thank you. Hello to you as well, Riptide. Oh, okay. Somebody stopped in with $185,000 volume or 185,000 share volume on Prog right there. So, and that is actually the largest candle. This is larger than any candle during the run up. We had 140,000 shares on that green candle, 188,000 on that red candle. Those were the two biggest. Until on this downward trend, somebody stepped in, somebody or some buddies stopped in for 185, almost 186,000 shares during that minute. So it just looked like, somebody's trying to this definitely looks like somebody stepping in and trying to break that downward momentum, trying to facilitate a turnaround, which is definitely something we like to see. But just to see if this 195, see if we hold up and run back up to the $2 mark. Hanging out, chilling, relax, enjoying the space with no drama. Yeah, we are this is definitely a drama-free channel, Riptide. It's just kind of a nice chill place for the midday for people to hang out. All the green and blue names with purple bits. That's what Isabu said over on Claybros. And AMC is red on the day. Not sure when exactly it went red. That's the plan. Appreciate great channel to watch and listen. Oh, thank you, guest name. That's just remember, guest name. It is the members of the community who make the channel such a great place to be. The support and interaction, or just the support that people give just by coming in, hitting that like button, hanging out, leaving the channel running just to help the algorithm out, and of course anyone who pops in and says hi, says I just popped in to drop a like, that's what helps the channel grow. The interaction of everyone, the interaction of the community. So the channel's a great place to be because of people like you. Oh, I'd clicked on that, but it never actually went. So AMC is fighting back against just kind of being neutral. PROG continuing to fight back. Man, if we can keep all the keep this upward going for the rest of the day, it could potentially be a very good close to the week. S&P 500 still running upward, still trying to recapture that set a new intraday high. What was it at? 478.15. There we go. Got that right there. So yeah, the S&P 500 still has a little bit of work to recapture that intraday high. In fact, I think that was not all-time high. You gotta 478.81. I think that's the all-time high. Let's go back out on the 30-minute. Yeah, the 78.81 on the S&P 500. That is the all-time high. I like checking S&P 500 and the Qs because those are two of the four ETFs that I actually hold in my portfolio. Of course, nothing on here is an endorsement of any any stock ETF, any position, but I hold the SPY, the Qs, JNK as far as my bonds. And for REITs, I have the VNQ, the Vanguard Real Estate Trust. So those are the four ETFs that I actually hold, and that's pretty much the core of my long-term investment portfolio. It's those four ETFs and an additional 26 stocks that make up the whole portfolio. Claybro's late. Oh, there he goes. He just went live. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the live stream. I want to thank everyone who popped by and spent a little bit of time out of their day, just hanging out with the chill vibes, especially Riptide, who's been in here almost the entire day, JB, Outdoor Smile, guest name, DD214 was in here. Let's see, who else do we have? I had some people, Tesso popped in, hadn't seen them in before, Danelle supported the channel, All Manageable, which was another name I don't believe I'd seen before. Thank you to all the bots who popped in just to help the YouTube algorithm. Grandpa Barney was in here, Wrestler, pretty much the usual people, Simon, Ugandan Toad. So thank you everyone who came by and spent a little bit of time here in the channel, who hit that like button, and I will see everybody over on Claybro's channel. So have yourself a wonderful day, and I'll see you there.